Welcome to the Explainer. So, if you're watching this, you are probably dealing with one of modern life's most frustrating little disasters, kind of like losing your wallet, or more specifically, misplacing your driver's license. As a focused learner, you don't want to waste time wading through endless bureaucratic red tape, right? You just want the fastest, most efficient way to fix the problem. And hey, that is exactly what we're going to do today. We are going to completely decode the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles system and turn a major headache into a super simple step-by-step checklist.
It's that immediate heart-dropping sensation, isn't it? You reach into your pocket or your purse and it's just not there. The panic sets in pretty fast. Because honestly, without that little piece of plastic, daily life basically grinds to a halt. You can't legally drive to work. You can't board a plane. You can't even easily prove your identity. The stakes are actually really high. And I know the urge to just jump online and hit the first replace button you see is incredibly strong. But hold on a second, because doing that might actually be the absolute biggest mistake you can make.
Check out this piece of hard-earned wisdom from a real Ohio resident on Reddit. They wrote, "Go to your local BMV, unless you want to be driving illegally for over a month." Seriously, why would they say that? Well, it turns out the Ohio BMV system has a massive, hidden pitfall that trips up literally hundreds of people. We're going to look at exactly why ordering online can leave you totally stranded, and more importantly, how you can avoid this trap.
So, here is the absolutely crucial point. Just getting a piece of plastic mailed to you isn't your only goal. Your main goal here is to maintain your legal driving privileges without any interruption. You see, the Ohio BMV has very specific regulations about how they issue temporary or interim driving passes while you're waiting for the real ID to show up in the mail. If you don't navigate their process the exact right way, the BMV outright states that you cannot drive legally. No way around it. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for conquering this bureaucratic maze today. 1. Reprint versus duplicate. 2. Proving the 5 elements. 3. The application process. 4. Costs and payment. 5. Timelines and hurdles. And 6. A recap and final tips.
Section 1. Reprint versus duplicate.
All right, so this is the very first eligibility hurdle you're going to face. And misunderstanding this distinction? That's exactly what got that Reddit user in trouble. Basically, the state of Ohio offers 2 different paths. The first is called a reprint. You can order this easily online via the BMV online services. But here's the catch. You cannot change any information, like your address, and critically, they do not give you a temporary paper license. So you're essentially driving illegally until it arrives in the mail. Yikes. The second option is a duplicate. Now, this one has to be done in person at a deputy registrar license agency. Because you verify your identity in person, you can update your info, and best of all, they hand you an interim paper license right then and there. You can literally drive home legally. Boom, problem solved.
Section 2. Proving the 5 elements.
Okay, so once you've wisely chosen to go in person to get a duplicate, the real secret to a stress-free BMV visit is all in your prep work at home, before you ever walk through those doors. The BMV is incredibly strict about what they require. To prove your identity for a compliant ID, you have to bring documents that satisfy 5 specific elements. Let's break them down. Number 1, your full legal name. 2, your date of birth. 3, legal presence in the U.S. 4, your social security number. And number 5, your Ohio street address. You can't just walk in and tell them who you are, right? You have to prove every single one of these elements with accepted documents.
So what do those documents actually look like in the real world? Well, if you lost your whole wallet, your absolute best starting point is an official government-issued birth certificate. According to Ohio Legal Help, your birth certificate acts like a master key. Why? Because it establishes your full legal name, your date of birth, and your legal residence all at once. Combine that with a W-2, a 1099, or a pay stub to prove your social security number, and you're almost there. But wait, there is a really specific catch regarding that 5th element, your Ohio street address.
And this brilliantly illustrates where the BMV's strict residency rules trip so many people up. You have to present 2 documents from entirely different sources proving your Ohio street address. You can't just bring in one electric bill and call it a day. You need, for example, a bank statement and a utility bill, or maybe a paycheck stub and a W-2. But both have to show your current Ohio street address and your name. Make absolutely sure you have 2 distinct sources before you even leave your house.
Section 3. The application process.
Right, now that your paperwork is perfectly organized, let's turn this into a highly efficient 4-step action plan. Step 1, make sure you're actually eligible. That basically means your license hasn't been expired for over 6 months and it's not suspended. Step 2, as we just talked about, gather all your 5 elements documents. Now step 3 is a massive time saver. You're going to use the BMV's Get in Line Online feature. Honestly, it's a real game changer. You don't have to wait in the physical lobby, you just go to the BMV website, pick your nearest deputy registrar location, punch in your phone number, and you literally wait in a virtual line from the comfort of your own couch. Finally, once you're near the front of the line, that's step 4, head over to the physical agency to finalize the whole shebang.
Section 4. Costs and payment. Of course, nothing from the government is totally free, right? So you need to know exactly what to bring to the counter. If you have a standard operator driver's license, a duplicate is going to run you $29. If you carry a commercial driver license, or CDL, it's just a tiny bit more at $31.50. And if you simply lost a state identification card, that replacement is only $12. Also, keep in mind, the deputy registrar offices are pretty flexible with payment. They take cash, personal checks, money orders, or major credit cards, so you got plenty of options there.
Section 5. Timelines and hurdles.
All right, you've paid your fee, and you've got that golden temporary paper pass in hand. So how long are you going to be anxiously checking your mailbox for the real piece of plastic? Let's compare the official word to the crowdsourced reality. On day 1, you apply in person and get that vital interim driving pass. Now, officially, the BMV is going to tell you to wait up to 21 days. But let's look at how this plays out in the real world. Based on the consensus from Ohio residents over on Reddit, most folks report their new license showing up in about a week and a half to 2 weeks, so roughly days 10 to 14. And hey, if you get pulled over in the meantime, don't panic. The police can run your info digitally, and when combined with your paper pass, they'll see your license is 100% valid and active.
Section 6. Troubleshooting and FAQs.
So what happens if you hit a roadblock? Well, there is one very specific and honestly slightly annoying loophole you need to know about. If you are under 21 years old, you cannot request a reprint or a duplicate within 30 days of your 21st birthday. You essentially just have to sit tight and wait until your birthday to get the new adult format license. And if you run into any other weird bureaucratic hiccups, please don't guess. You can call the BMV directly at 844-644-6268. Or, honestly, even better, use the live chat feature on the BMV Online Services website during normal business hours. You'll get immediate answers.
Section 7. Recap and final tips.
Phew, we have covered a lot of ground today. If you remember absolutely nothing else from this explainer, lock in this checklist. Number 1, always choose the in-person duplicate option over the online reprint if you need to drive immediately. That interim paper pass is a literal lifesaver. Number 2, prepare your documents meticulously. Ensure you can prove the 5 elements, and absolutely do not forget that you need 2 separate documents to prove your Ohio address. Number 3, bring about $29 to cover the fee. And number 4, breathe easy. Your new card should arrive in the mail in about 2 weeks. Also, just as a quick professional reminder, you know how it goes. Government policies, fees, and acceptable document lists can, and definitely do, change over time. The info we provided in this explainer is completely accurate based on current BMV guidelines, but always double-check the official Ohio BMV website to verify the very latest requirements before making your trip. It is for sure the best way to ensure your visit is a one-and-done success.
Which leaves us with one final, kind of provocative thought. You now know exactly how to navigate this bureaucratic maze to replace your ID. But looking back at the hassle, digging up birth certificates and bank statements, ask yourself, where are you securely storing these vital master documents right now? Taking just 10 minutes today to put your birth certificate, passport, and social security card into a fireproof safe or a secure deposit box will ensure that if disaster ever strikes again, you hold all the cards. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, stay focused out there.